the American Expeditionary Forces in 1918, from struggle to strategic offensive. Welcome to our in-depth exploration of the American Expeditionary Forces during the pivotal year of 1918 in World War I. In this video, we will delve into the complex military strategies, logistical challenges, and key operations that defined this period. By understanding these intricacies, we gain insight into how the AEF transformed struggles into strategic victories alongside their Allied partners. By the summer of 1918, the momentum of World War I had shifted dramatically. The Allied forces, reeling from the German spring offensives, regrouped and began crafting their path to counterattack. The German initiative had expended much of their offensive energy, setting the stage for the Allies to plan coordinated offensives across the Western Front. While they were not overly optimistic about an immediate victory, the general consensus was that 1918 would position them advantageously for an anticipated conclusion of the war by the following year. On August 10, 1918, General John J. Pershing oversaw the establishment of the First United States Army, marking a significant milestone for the American military. This move capped 16 months of rigorous efforts to create an independent American fighting force. The formation was essential for ensuring the United States held an influential position in any post-war deliberations. By this time, troop transportation issues had largely been resolved. The American Expeditionary Forces swelled to 1.5 million soldiers, with new arrivals tipping the scales to 2 million by November, signaling the U.S. commitment to impacting the war's outcome. Despite the burgeoning numbers, significant challenges plagued the AEF, particularly in artillery and logistics. The overemphasis on infantry deployment, as dictated by the Abbeville Agreement, skewed the balance, leaving the artillery support inadequate. Attempts to resolve these shortcomings often involved ad hoc supplementation from French artillery. Logistically, the American services of supply were severely understaffed, and despite Pershing's persistent pleas for service troops, resource allocation lagged. Shortages of motor trucks and draft animals further compounded these logistical challenges, creating a bottleneck in the port and rail infrastructure needed for supporting such a vast army. General Pershing envisioned employing the American forces decisively against the German positions. His plans centered on the St. Mihiel salient, where between the Moselle and Meuse rivers the Germans maintained a pronounced strategic bulge. Positioned for an offensive, Pershing intended to cut the essential German railway lines and strike into their industrial heartlands to inflict not only strategic but economic and psychological damage. Comprehensive preparations were underway, with depots, forward supply points, and medical centers strategically situated to support this critical thrust. The strategic calculus shifted dramatically on August 30th when Marshal Ferdinand Foch visited Pershing's headquarters to propose a realignment of plans. While he consented to the St. Mihiel operation proceeding, Foch advocated for an immediate pivot to focus on the northern fronts. The underlying concept was to exploit the German salient's shoulders through a concerted multinational approach. However, Foch's proposal to divide the AEF under French command met with Pershing's vehement resistance, leading to a tense standoff over the preservation of American military autonomy. A compromise was reached, thanks to the mediation of Marshal Philippe Pétain. The AEF would proceed with operations against the St. Mihiel salient on September 12th, followed by a strategic redeployment to participate in the Meuse-Argonne Offensive on September 26. The campaign aimed to sever the critical rail connections near Mézières and Sedan. This strategy aligned with the concurrent British and French offensives. Despite being asked to halt before reaching Sedan, Pershing disregarded this nuance amid the war's concluding frenzy, illustrating the complexities of coalition warfare and battlefield decision-making. The Meuse-Argonne Offensive presented formidable challenges due to its rugged terrain, characterized by dense forests and commanding heights, advantageous for German artillery observation. The region's defenses were robust, with layers of entrenched positions, barbed wire, and strategically placed machine gun nests. Logistical hurdles further plagued the operation, exacerbated by existing infrastructural inadequacies and strategic resource deployments originally aligned for operations elsewhere in Lorraine. The AEF's participation in the latter 1918 campaigns underscored the evolution of the United States into a significant military power on the world stage. This transformation, from logistical and strategic constraints to decisive battlefield engagements, mirrored a broader shift in the Allied capacity to execute integrated offensive operations. The AEF's successes contributed materially and morally to the weakening of German resolve and the eventual armistice. In summary, the engagement of American forces during the final year of World War I demonstrates a remarkable shift in strategic capabilities and international military influence. The lessons derived from their trials and triumphs in 1918 remain integral to understanding how the U.S. Army emerged as a pivotal force in shaping the geopolitical landscape post-war. Thank you for joining us in this detailed exploration of the American Expeditionary Forces journey through 1918.